everyone, and welcome to this week's GuitarQuest lesson. Hope you're all well. So this week we'll be continuing where we left off from last time out, so going back over a few of those exercises and then pushing on with a few new things. So just reading a couple of comments that have come through. So yeah, interesting to hear, like the regularity of these lessons helps people stay on track, so that's good. That's part of what I'm aiming to do, so good feedback, good to know. So okay, so that leads on nicely to, if you have a question or a comment or whatever, we've got the chat function, so please do post away on there. You do just need to make sure you're subscribed if you want to actually to post a comment though. Other than that, before we get stuck into it too much, just remember, if you've got any other devices that ping away notifications, like emails, social media, that kind of thing, then best to turn those off so we get our undivided half an hour's guitar time. If there's any children watching, then having an adult in the room just to help explain some of the concepts can be useful as well. Other than that, I think let's get started. So just check our tunings. This is our bottom E, so just make sure that your strings sound more or less the same as this. So that's our bottom E, so you would just adjust the peg a little bit if needed. So I'm just going to move over a bit. A. D, which is our fourth string, and then we've got G, third string, then our second string B, and then finally our top E string. Okay, so that's our strings. Remember, in terms of posture, just try and keep that guitar upright, try not to let it slide that way too much. So we talked about that a bit before, and yeah, so just trying to find a balance that works for you. Another little thing to think about with your right hand is try not to let the sort of that part of the wrist sort of flatten down as you're playing. You want to have a bit of a gap there, really. So it's probably, if I was playing, I'd be something like that. You know, it's going to be personal to everybody, but basically don't flatten down. And if we're playing predominantly with our thumb and index and middle fingers, then try not to rest any of the other fingers down on the guitar as well. You will see some people say that's a good idea. So personally, I prefer not to, because I think it just resting one of the fingers down, like the pinky finger for example, does sort of inhibit the movement of the right hand a little bit, in my opinion. So so I'd say try and avoid that, but it's not necessarily the end of the world if you do. So okay, so we're going to continue on with GuitarQuest 3. So a couple of weeks ago we started looking at exercise 22, and we said that would be a good warm-up to do. So the wrong page here, so just turn the page. So we're going to start with number 22 today, the Sen. So with this particular one, we've got the E flat to watch out for, and our E flat is going to be the second string at the 4th fret, and we're going to use the pinky finger to get to it. I think that's the only E flat in it. Other than that, we've got the positional movements, so we're going to go move up to 3rd position to get some of those notes. So you've got the G and the A there as we go onto the 2nd line of the piece. And again on the 4th line, same kind of thing, and then the whole thing gets repeated, and eventually we end up finishing on the F note. So let's give it a go. So after 4, we'll take it, you know, a reasonable kind of speed, I guess. So here we go. So 1, 2, 3, 4. The second line, up to that 3rd position. Back to first position, 2, then the third line, and last line, third position, back to the first position. We're going to repeat, so back to the beginning, onto the second line, first position, then third line. Watch out for the B flat here. Finally onto the last line, the third position again. And then eventually we finish on the F. Okay, good stuff. So give yourself a pat on the back if that went well. I forgot to mention that all the B's are played as B flat throughout. That's our key signature that tells us that. So yeah, well done if you remembered that, because I forgot to mention it before we got going. So great stuff. Okay, so that was that, a bit of a warm up. So then we moved on to exercise 23, longer. So we're going to have a go at that one as well. Remember both the exercise 22 and 23 we've covered in previous lessons. So if you found that previous one a bit fast or anything like that, and if you go back and watch the last couple of weeks, you'll find that one, and I'll talk about it in a bit more detail. So yeah, number 23 then, Milonga. So with this particular one, we've got the B flats to watch out for again. We've got offbeat, kind of dotted, crotchet, quaver rhythm. So just a quick reminder, when we say the first two notes of the first bar, we're going to go 1, 2, and. So that first A lasts for 1.5 beats. So again, just to demonstrate, so it's 1, 2, and then we're just on to the rest of the piece. Other than that, we've got some slightly more subtle dynamics. If you remember, we talked before, we talked about loud and soft, so your loud being forte and soft being piano. So now we've got MF, which is moderately loud, so not quite as loud as forte, and mezzo piano, which is moderately soft, so it's not quite as quiet as piano, if that makes sense. Again, typically in the lessons I don't really worry too much about that, so I don't know how well that will come across over the live stream. But when you're playing it, just see if you can get some sort of relative difference in volume. So when we start 23, we start quieter, then on the second line we've got the crescendo, so we get a little bit louder. Then as we get onto the third line, we go a little bit louder again, and then we drop back a little bit on the fourth line before we have the crescendo again. So yeah, just try to see if you can add that in. As I mentioned before, I would always view getting the notes and the timing right as your main goal, and things like dynamics are kind of like the icing on the cake. So don't worry about them if you're not confident with the actual piece yet. So let's give it a go. We did cover this on last week, so again we'll just sort of play through it today, and if you find you get stuck with it or whatever, just go back to last week's lesson, which is on my YouTube channel, which is at DavidHerries, and you should be able to access that and go through it there where we talk about it in more detail. But yeah, let's give it a go. So after 4, starting on the A, so take it nice and slow. I should mention as well, remember we've got the DCL Fine, so when we get to the end of the 4th line, we go back to the beginning and play the first 2 again. Okay, so here we go. Starting on the A, after 4, okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Same kind of ideas. third line. Hammer on there. Back to the beginning, a bit quieter if you want. Second line. Pinky for the D. Finish on that top E. So again, well done if you managed to play along with that. If you didn't, obviously just a bit more time and practice put into it is all it comes down to. Everything just boils down to practice at the end of the day. So yeah, just keep putting the time in. In terms of practice, I would say you want to be trying to do, I mean, it used to be everyone used to say do half an hour a day every day. Life seems busier now, whether that's because I've got older, I don't know, but it seems more difficult for people to make that time. So just try and be as regular as you can with it. So if you can only do 3 or 4 times a week, that's obviously better than none. So yeah, it's that consistency, that's really the key thing. So okay, so we're going to go on to number 24. So this one is just probably the most common strumming pattern you're likely to play in your guitar lifetime, I would suggest. So we'll do the same kind of thing as we did the other week. So we're going to start slowish with it, and then we'll just go sort of increase the tempo as we work our way through. So we're going to play an E minor chords, nice and easy. So 5th string 2nd fret, 4th string 2nd fret, and the rhythm, if I demonstrate, we're going to go down, down, up, down. And remember, it's that 3rd beat where there's nothing going on. Well, I say nothing, we're not hitting any strings, but you do have to remember to bring your hand, back down. So we talked about using the word ghost the other week on that 3rd beat. So it just helps kind of remind you that you need to be doing something at that point, you know, and once it's instinctive then you can forget about it. But yeah, so you go down, down, up, ghost, up, down, 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 up, ghost, up, down, or counting with 1, 2 and 3 and 4, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So how you choose to count it or get the rhythm is entirely up to you. Everybody works differently, so whatever gets you to the point where you can play that rhythm, that's really all that matters. So let's try it together. Like I say, we'll start fairly slow and then we will pick the tempo up as we go through. So just stay on that E minor chord. So good luck and we'll see how we go. Okay, so after 4, so 3, 4, so it's down, down, up, ghost, up, down, and again, down, up, ghost, up, down, 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 up, ghost, up, down, or 1, 2 and 3 and 4. So 1, 2 and 3 and 4. Go a little bit quicker. Down, up, down, 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 That's a really common strumming pattern. So if you've played any songs before and you've got one chord per bar and it's 4/4 timing, 4/4 timing, I should emphasise, in kind of pop rock kind of stuff, is the most common time signature by far. So that's why this one works in a lot of instances. But if you take any chords you like, you can just do that rhythm. So you said G, D, A, anything like that, and it should make your songs just come to life a little bit more than, say for example, just doing 4 down strums or something like that. It just injects that kind of energy that just it just works. So it's a really good one to know. So okay, so let's move on then. So number 25. Now this one, the Grand Gardener. This is an extension of the Gardener from GuitarQuest 2. So in GuitarQuest 2 we played effectively this one here, but without the bass notes. So if I just bring the music up onto the screen, hopefully you can see that. So how do I remember to do this? So if we take out those bass notes there, in GuitarQuest 2 we were looking at this top line here, and so if if you want to get stuck into just the top line, then I'd suggest go back to the GuitarQuest 2 lessons. I can't remember which one it is, so if you do want to go back to that particular one, just leave a comment and I will I'll dig out which lesson it's in particular, and so you can work on the melody. And also, so when you attempt a tune like this where you've got a melody and a bass line, it can be good to just do the melody first, just to get a feel for it, and then add the bass notes in. I've tried that with some people before, and feedback has been that's great, it works for me. And it's also been, actually I prefer just to know what I've got to do from the off, and include all the bass notes, excuse me, rather than breaking it apart. So again, it's what works for you. The goal is to be able to play it. So, so yeah, we'll talk our way through it initially to begin with. So, 3/4 timing this time. We're going to start with the high A, first string, 5th fret, with the pinky finger. And when we play it, we're also going to play the open 5th string. So, rather than going back over just the melody on its own first, we're just going to dive straight into the whole thing. As I say, if you want to do just the melody, check out the GuitarQuest 2 lessons where we cover that. So yeah, starting with the first string, 5th fret, and the open 5th string, the A. So we're going to use the thumb to play the 5th string, and you can use the index or middle finger, whatever feels more comfortable for you for the high A. So we'd start with this. So our first bar, then we come down to the G at the 3rd fret, and this time we play the bottom E string. The next bars are the same as the first bar, I should say, and then similar ideas in that last bar. Then as we come onto the second line, same kind of ideas again. So that's the first 2 lines. So let's try it together. And just see how we go. So if you're not comfortable with adding the bass line in yet, just play the melody line, or if you feel confident, try adding the bass notes in and see how you go. The bass notes are only on these first 2 lines your 5th string or your 6th string, so you don't have to think about any fretted notes down here or anything like that, so just open strings. Okay, so let's take it away. So after 3, nice and slow, here we go. So 1, 2, 3. Down to the 3rd fret, back to the A. Second line. Back to the 5th fret. Okay, cool. So that's the first 2 lines there. If you've got any questions, do fire away. But otherwise, we'll move on to the 3rd line. So where we have at the start of the 3rd line, we've got the F, 1st string, 1st fret. We're going to play an open 4th with that. And the next bar, E and A, so 1st and 5th strings. Same as the 1st bar of this line. And then up to the A, using our thumb on the 5th string there. And the next line is similar again. And here it's a little bit different, so we're going to get a fretted bass note. So we've got the B on the 5th string, 2nd fret, and play that with an open B. And what you want to try and do there is get that 3rd finger down. No, everything's back to front when you do this stuff. So those 2 fingers end up both at the 2nd fret. So your middle finger on the B 5th string 2nd, and your 3rd finger on the A 3rd string 2nd. So you've got the 2 B's together. And the reason for holding that is that then the notes ring into each other and you get this nice kind of harmony, and that's kind of what we're after. So that's that bar, and then the next one, 2nd string, 6th string for your B and E, and a couple of top E's. And the last 2 lines are pretty similar to the first 2. So let's try lines 3 and 4 together, see how we go. So starting on the F with the low D in the bass. Okay, so after 3. Okay, so 2, 3. D in the F again. Up to the 5th fret for the A. Same as before. And our B's. Okay, so that's lines 3 and 4 there. Hopefully that kind of makes sense. So let's have a quick look at the last 2 lines then. So if I just play them through to you, I think this is the same as the start. So yeah, exactly the same. Do this last couple of bars here. We've got a row, which if you remember, I think we talked about this before, that's a slow down. So we'll just, it's like you're applying the brakes. It'll make more sense in the context. We'll play the whole thing together in a second. And when we get to that last bit, those last 2 bars, we're just going to gradually ease off. So we don't want it to be like a step change where you're going like this. We don't want that kind of like that speed, and then suddenly there we're going that tempo, and then we apply the brakes until we get to the end. So that's what we're after anyway. So let's try it together the whole way through, from the beginning. Take it nice and slow, yeah, just good luck really, and see how you get on. So after 3. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. Third line, D and the F again, up to the A's at the 5th fret, 4th line, and our B's, second to last line. Okay, so that is the Grand Gardener. The roll over the last two bars, you know, that's quite a short time frame really to do much with. Again, you can make it more pronounced if you are playing the main chunk of the song a bit quicker. You just got more room to work with, basically. So, okay, but let's put the track on and we'll just see how that's going. So, or how it sounds, so you can have a listen and play along with it. So I've got to just bring this up onto the screen and keep hitting the wrong button. Okay, here we go. So after 3. Okay, cool. So that was the Grand Gardener. That's the backing track, which is available in the playlist on my YouTube page. So yeah, if you on the home page of my YouTube page, if you go to scroll down, you get to the GuitarQuest 3 backing tracks playlist, and it will be in there. So that sort of thing is really good, just to help you get the timing right and just get a feel for it, get the speed up and that kind of thing. And remember as well, because it's on YouTube, you can slow it down if you want to. I've just seen a comment there saying I was able to play most of it, maybe the fourth line needs a bit of work. So yeah, brilliant. That's kind of the good news I want to hear, really. So yeah, it's all good. Which means that's probably a good place for us to finish up for today. So I had hoped to get on to the next one. So just to give you a heads up, exercise 26 is a little bit longer, I think. Well, there's more to think about. So there's actually only 14 bars to it with a couple of repeats. So it's not actually that much longer than the others. It just looks a bit more. So, so yeah, hopefully we'll get stuck into that one properly next time. So yeah, let's finish up there for today. So things to think about this week, I would suggest we do exercise 23 as a bit of a warm-up. That's one we've been working on for the last couple of weeks, so hopefully that's reasonably okay now. 24, that strumming pattern, I would keep going with that. It's just so common. If you want to get more into the song playing kind of ideas, then being able to do that rhythm confidently is definitely going to be your friend. So that's worth spending time on. Whether we'll do it again next week, I don't know. But yeah, then we're next, obviously number 25, that's the main one to practice, and then we'll get on to number 26 next week. So just a quick reminder then, usually I take a break over the summer, so next week's going to be the last one before I take a few weeks off over August. And I'll give you the dates and things next time when we're picking up again. But yeah, so we've definitely got one next week, which is the 31st of July. And we will get working on these tunes as discussed. So yeah, if you enjoyed the lesson, please do give it a thumbs up. If you're feeling confident, please record yourself playing and share around. It's always good to see how people are progressing. And if you happen to know anybody that you think would be interested or who would benefit from any of these lessons, please do tell them about them. It'd be brilliant if you could. And yeah, otherwise I will see you all next week. So very best luck with the practice and have a fantastic weekend, and I will see you soon. Okay, take care then. Bye bye.